Congratulations, Lexi, for your efforts in solving an issue that Avery was seeing with a repetitive defect. By using the countermeasure methodology, you and the team of Amy Mers and the operators on 17 Coder were able to get to root cause. You did this with the creative go and see of the web inspection system. Thanks again for all your hard work. This will definitely have a positive impact on the quality going to our customer.
So the problem that we were seeing was Avery was complaining about very small repeating defects that we were not seeing on our web inspection system, and we received several of these complaints. Okay, so initially we didn't know if we were creating the defects on the coder. They could have been created at the rewinders where we didn't have cameras, or they could have been created at the customer, and we just weren't sure. Okay. So in the Procemex system, we have our classifications set up to see huge, large, medium, and small. And so what we did was have Procemex add in a very small classification so that we could see a little bit smaller than what we were seeing.
We found that by looking at Avery's WIS camera shots that the exact same defect on our WIS and their WIS would read different sizes based on they calculate the area different than we do.
So Procemex found that there was a setting that was only allowing us to see 25 thousandths rather than the 1,000th square inches that we thought we were seeing. So now that we had the information, we had to decide what we wanted to do with it. So we went through some trial and error to figure out how to set up these classifications so that we were seeing what we really wanted to see.
When we first ran with the very small classifications on, the whole sheet would get peppered with defects on the WIS.
So what we ended up doing was we left the small classification where it was at before, and we used that new very small classification to see that gap of 1,000th to 25 thousandths, which is what we thought we were seeing before, but we weren't. Well, after we implemented these changes, we monitored the next run of FRME, and we did see a very small repeating defect that we would not have seen prior to adding these changes.
Currently now all the WIS screens out on the floor will see the very small. We have now started recording that data into Prophecy. We will have to give it some runtime before we can add specs to it. It is still grade specific, so we can determine which grades we want to see the very small and in which we won't. So maybe in the future we'll add that very small on all the grades and then potentially on all the coders.